Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to first start out by giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, the honors to my apostles and notice a great millstone that rule well, and peace and citations to the elect men pushing out this word of truth and sincerity. Now, this is the brother Yakanam from the DC Church, and the topic I wanted to touch on today, is really having endurance and patience waiting into that day. And the day I'm talking about is the day of the Lord, and what's coming after that, what's coming after the day of the Lord, salvation, in the kingdom, because at the end of the day, that's what we're waiting for, and, especially with what you have right now, with what you have right now going on in America, them thinking that America is saved now because they got their best guy in office, so to speak, and they got Donald Trump out of the office, without a civil war. They think that, everything's cool, peace and safety, but on our end, we already know that destruction is going to come to this place, It's just a matter of time, and patience, Now I'm going to start off by getting scripture right here. Now this is Romans chapter 8 and verse 24. It says, "For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? But if he hope for that we see not, then we do with patience wait for it." Then we do with patience wait for it. And hey, we're waiting for the things that we can't see, physically right now. We see it spiritually through the scriptures. We're reading it. We're reading all the things that are going to come our way through the spirit, but the things that are not physically here. And that's where faith comes in, because when you go to Hebrews, right? When you go to Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, it says, "Now for faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." This is what faith is. This is what faith is. And having the faith and the patience comes along with it. Because if you believe in something, if you have faith in it, then you will wait for it. Whether it's a week from now, whether it's a day from now, whether it's a year from now, whether it's 10 years from now. If you know something is going to happen, if you have faith in something and you know it's going to happen with all your heart, and you cast all caution to the wind and you say, "Yo, I'm going with this thing," then you will have then that faith will not waver. You will have patience for it. You have patience for it because you know that it will come. You wouldn't toss it to the side and forget about it. It would be on your mind constantly, until that day. Now I got another scripture, to back up that point. This is James chapter 5 and verse 7. It says, "Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it until he receive the early and latter rain." Hey, and that's the analogy that the Lord gave us. Just as a husbandman waits for that fruit, to come forth. It's the same way that we have to, wait for the peaceful fruits of righteousness, to come through the Lord. Is literally the same thing, and it's a perfect analogy for what I'm trying to expound right now. Is being patient for the things that the Lord said would happen to happen. Now I'm going to call it again. This is James chapter 5, verse 7. It says, "Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it." Meaning he waits days, months, and seasons for that fruit or those vegetables to come forth, out of the earth, until he received the early and latter rain. And you might have a drought. You know what I'm saying? You might have a drought. You might feel like there's a drought, but things are working on their own time, and if it's meant to come, it's meant to come, But in our case, You know, in our case, the Lord is telling us the weather forecast. He's telling us the rain is going to come. You know, he's telling us that the rain is going to come. He's not telling us the specific date, but he's telling us the rain is going to come. You know, and that's even the difference between us and the husbandmen. The husbandmen can't tell the weather forecast, especially in the ancient days. You know, they couldn't tell if they're going to get rain next week or not. The Lord is telling us, hey, we're going to get rain. I'm just, Salakia, it looks like my, the app went out. The Lord is telling us that we're going to get rain, but he's not telling us exactly when. You know, he's not telling us the exact day, you know, but he's telling us the season, the times, you know. And that's the mercy of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is a Lord of reassurance. He constantly throughout the scripture lets us know what he plans to do, you know. He's not he didn't just give us nothing to work with. The Lord gave us a lot to work with, you know, and a lot of words to reassure us of our faith, you know. Now, this is, let me get another scripture. This is Second Ezra's, or no, I'm gonna get this is Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which had great recompense or reward. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise. I'm going to call it again. This is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which have great recompense or of reward. You know, and that the confidence that we have is essentially the faith. You know, don't throw away your faith or your confidence in the Lord, you know, and especially for anything worldly, you know, because a lot of things that are worldly, you know, can throw away your confidence, you know, like somebody saying, it's like, you know, one of these people talking about some 2100 or 2050 or something like that. Like we have 100 more years up in this place. Like we have time to actually build up in this place or something like that. You know, talk like that can you know, talk like that talks about like 2100, or when we'll make this thing in 2100, 2200 or something like that. Talk like that causes men to throw away their confidence in the Lord. At least in their lifetime, they're just like, man, if that's the case, let me build up and do this and do that, and start a family and do this and do that and do the third, you know, and start to build up in a way to where they feel like they have to get comfortable in this place. You know, no, don't cast away your confidence. You know, we have to be in the mindset to where we believe that this thing can happen any second. You know, all it takes is a few more prophecies, man. You know, a few more major prophecies, and we're out of here, man. You know. For ye have need of patience, that ye have done the will of God, and ye might receive the promise. Yeah, it says we have need of patience. You know, this is a necessity. This is a virtue of necessity, and that's patience. Having patience is a godlike trait. You know, and that's one characteristic of the Lord that we should all pray for is that patience. You know, that long suffering. You know, that sacrifice, long suffering, that patience, man. That's something that we should all pray for. You know, because it's very, very easy to get impatient. You know, waiting for specific things to happen in the spirit. You know, that you forget that that the scripture says that we have need of patience. You know, and for the men that are watching and seeing prophecies and seeing smaller prophecies that are leading up unto bigger ones, those are the ones that, you know, those are the ones that get reassured every day. And that's why you have to say, and that's why, what did the scripture say? You know, scripture says, I believe it says this. Yeah, this is Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. And it said, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see that thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren. And I have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship God, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. It says the spirit, the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. We have to be in the spirit of prophecy, you know. And that's the exact spirit that we have to be in to be able, and being able to watch these prophecies, watch these things, these events go on day by day to reassure us of our faith, and boost and rather boost up our confidence in the Lord rather than let it slowly diminish. That's why we have to occupy till he comes. And what do we have to occupy in? We have to occupy in prophecy. We have to occupy in prophecy, occupying the things that are going to spiritually build us up rather than tear us down. It's easy to get distracted in this world, and that's why, I like the saying, we're here to play chess, not checkers. Chess is a game of strategy and thinking, and making small sacrifices for the bigger play. Checkers is all about, doing things as they as you see them come. We're playing chess, not checkers, man. Now let me grab another scripture. This is 2 Peter. This is 2nd Ezra, Salakia. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 33. It says, and the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. But the judgment shall remain, truth shall stand, and the faith shall wax strong, and the work shall follow, and the reward shall be shewed, and the good deeds shall be of force, and the wicked deeds shall bear no rule. Now let me call it again. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 33. It says, and the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and long suffering shall have an end. So hey, that long suffering I was talking about, that patience, that virtue of patience that we have to have on this go around. When the Lord comes back, we won't have to be long suffering for everything. We would have the wants of all things. After that, we'll have the wants of all things when the Lord makes his return. So so long suffering shall be done away with, shall have an end, and that's part of that patience. And we're having patience for the right things, and this is what the scripture says, it says, but judgment shall remain, truth shall stand, and faith shall wax strong, and that's exactly what we're waiting for. Judgment only shall remain, truth shall stand, and the faith shall wax strong. The faith that we have is even going to be is going to be at 100% in those days. It's going to be heightened because we'll actually see these things, and the work shall follow, and the reward shall be shewed, and the good deeds shall be of force. And the reward that we're going to get is going to be magnified. It's going to be glorious. We will have all the things that we'll receive will be shewed unto all people, And the good deeds shall be of force, and the wicked deeds shall bear no rule, and all wickedness shall be done away with. It would not bear no rule. All throughout this world, you have wicked deeds ruling upon, taking the forefront of this world. That's going to be done away with completely. Only righteous works shall be exalted, not wicked ones. Wicked works will be crushed. Will be crushed. And put away with, swept under, and only righteousness will be magnified, Now I'm going to grab another scripture. This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, put on therefore as an elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering. These are the characteristics that you have to have as an elect of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And I wanted to point out that long suffering part, like I said, having that patience, but also meekness, humbleness of mind. You can't have pride in this thing. You can't have pride. You have to be able to humble yourself every day, to the things that are going to be able to build you up in the spirit. Kindness, kindness, you have to be kind, you have to be kind. Bowels and mercies, and holy and beloved. All these are traits that we have to have at being the elect of God. These on top of a lot of other things that other traits, that we have to, obtain being in this world, that we're only going to be able to attain through experience. A lot of these things, a lot of these characteristics, we're going to be able to attain through experiences that the Lord is going to put us through, trials, and tribulations that the Lord is going to put us through to strengthen us, and make us more wise, And with that, I want to say, call Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and citations to the elect man, pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Till next time, I want to say Shalom.